Welcome back for some more Rogue Trader. Last time it was just a brief one, so I might as well repeat myself. We just made it to chapter 2. Someone stole his son, you know, the usual. So we had to get out of the system quite sharpish. Who was it? It was some Xenos. Like a faction of Xenos. They stole the son. And then so we ended up on... Does it say? Oh yeah, here, the Drakari. They're the ones that stole this son. Oh, they've been seen doing it all over the place. Interesting. On extremely rare occasions, the Drakari have been observed stealing suns in the Coronis expanse. Such notorious raids wreaked devastation across entire so didn't happen. It's supposed to. But it is the frequency with which these malicious Xenos are depriving humanity of valuable stars that raises suspicion. What could have prompted this increase in this rapacious activities? So stealing suns isn't so nice. I bet they're using them for the energy, because that's like quite a big power source, isn't it? So let's keep an eye out for the Lord Inquisitor as well. Classified information. Authorize the data bank decryption on the personal coordinator. Oh, can I do that now? Let me go do that quickly, because that's just over here, isn't it? Oh no. Where's my personal... Is it in... Was it this one? IH630. The reflections of the bridge lights are playing on the unlit vid screens of the Cognigator. Next to the machine stands the hunched tech priest, who bows as you approach, his body nearly folding in half. Lord Captain, the machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. Should you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Who are you and what is your purpose here? My designation is IH630. The tech priest points his only mechadendrite at the machine beside him. The venerated Enseer Prime has entrusted this sacred mechanism into my care. This is now my duty to assist in the rogue trader's understanding of the hard code. Place your hand inside the serviture's maw. The serviture's powerful jaws close around your hand with a screeching clack. You feel the cold metal pierce your skin and draw blood. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly, filling with numerical combinations. The tech priest by the Cognigator nods curtly. The sacred mechanism is awake and ready to receive your request, Lord Captain. Pasquale has informed me that the system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest turns to the Cognigator. He raises his hands and a prayer of binharic code pours out of his vox device. The servo motors in the barrels of the machine grow louder, its undulating hum responding to his chant. Numerical combinations run down the screen. Psst. Scanning. Rest int off. The machine spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. The tech priest stops abruptly and the green glow of his visor narrows. Registering an intact segment, the machine spirit has spoken. The worlds of Kieva, Gamma, and Dargonus hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the rogue trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. What data repositories? That remains hidden. The encrypted databank belongs to the esteemed Theodora von Valentius. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Enginseer Prime also could have known. Omnisire accepts his code. If I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure. How do I accept these keys? The cognitive input. Blah. Okay. The gracious machine spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of House von Valancius by means of an electu, a hypodermic tattoo augment. If you're ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth. Deep within the servitor's dark gullet, unseen, burning hot needles pierce your wrist, but the sharp pain only lasts a moment. The electu has been planted inside your wrist and should be enough to open the repository doors. I need to know more about the caches. Rest in it. The tech priest's augmented fingers dart around the control panel. Dharmashaya favors you. The machine spirit is willing to commence a calculation procedure that could restore the lost data. This is 10 good or bad? Restore the data in the cache located on Dargonus. Failed? The machine's hum grows louder. The sacred mission cannot restore the data segment. Failed? On a 5% chance? Okay, let's leave. Oh, Furibundus, that was the name of the place. Unknown ships. Lord Captain, Ravor's voice over the Vox sounds weary rather than annoyed. I'm getting reports of several ships moving towards us. Judging by the fact that they're not responding to our hails, and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries. They're not here for a chinwag. Ready to issue the orders to prepare for battle at your command. Could this... On my orders, all stations get ready for void combat. Straight to the point. Interesting. Moving the ship in combat. You have engaged the enemy in space combat. Battles in space and on the surface of the planet work quite differently from one another. In space combat, the battlefield is separated into 3 zones marked by various degrees of brightness. Acceleration zone, end movement zone. Ships travel at high speed even during combat, which is why both your ships and those of your enemies must move a certain distance each round. You can only end your turn once your ship has traversed the minimum required distance upon entering the end movement zone. To move the ship, left-click on any accessible cell on the battlefield. Once you do, you will see a hologram of the ship that will allow you to evaluate the efficiency of future attacks and actions from that position, just as you would in regular combat. Left-click again to confirm your choice and command the ship to move. Alternately, you can right-click to remove the hologram. Glorious Stultulus. Glorium of the Idiot. Dorsal. Long range broadsword which fires 2 shots, dealing 21 damage per shot. 14 damage per shot. Attacking with weapons. Your ship is equipped with an arsenal of weapons. Oh, some ships are... Oh, I forgot that you can only do 1 attack, right? Maybe? Initiate the process of restarting shields. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Jeez. They do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Oh, am I back in? Oh, no. Okay. Are they both Cobra class? Yeah. Survive. I definitely need some more defenses. Am I just gonna get stuck? Okay, finally I might be able to hit it. That's much better. Enemy attacks can penetrate your shields and damage your ship's hull. The damage remains after the battle is over and must be repaired. Open the void management screen to make repairs to your ship. Use scrap to repair your ships and restore its hull integrity. Scrap can be found while exploring star systems, collected after certain space battles, or purchased from merchants affiliated with various factions. Upgrade can be upgraded. Scrap required. How much scrap do I have? 107. Master of Etherics. Where am I here? Do I get a footfall first, or...? Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the Alter Templum Claxius Ext 17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and are refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus' privilege of invulnerability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred sites. $50 XP. Druso's Blessing. Lord Captain, we have the flagship Druso's Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They are requesting a direct Vox channel patching you through. Chartist Captain Austerius Forfast. The Vox channel clicks, and after a brief pause, a dry, low voice hails you. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honoured to speak with the rogue trader of House von Valentius. May your name be known through the ages. Chartist Captain Austerius Forfast, bearer of a 3 charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of service? What is your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes for the Chartists. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory. Yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Our mission is to establish business contracts with the voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized goods. I want to take a look at the catalogue of components available for purchase. Scrap box. Mark 21, okay. Repulsor shield. Macro battery. Oh, I swear, only void stuff. What's a scrap box? Immediately consumed. This item provides 50 scrap. Jovian Pattern Class 1 drive. This plasma drive provides 13 speed. Mars Pattern Brow battery. So let's get one of these. So I'm at 22. That's still 22. Okay. You've received new equipment. Yeah. So do I just buy everything? Torpedo tubes containing capifying 4 plasma torpedoes. Lance weapon. Tarkin, yeah, let's get this. From where do you source the components you sell? Are you asking me to disclose our supplies to you? Forfast laughs airily. Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from lucky voidsmen who stumble upon an abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in the neighbouring system, or from unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives on footfall in such a state that it's easier to take her apart than to restore her. I would like to know more about the merchant fleet's operations in the Cronus Expanse. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of different organisations and small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communication between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity, So even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are chartists and ships assigned to the various Adeptus. Alas, the Expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. Over and out. Let's upgrade our engine. And which is this one? Org spec. That's only 300, but we need 3,500. So there's no point at the moment. Onwards to Footfall. Make planetfall. Wait for the completion of the ship's expect. Artificial facility. Unidentified object. Wait for the completion of the ship Spectre. It takes some. The Voidmaster will report when the inspection is done. Lord Captain, the ship has informed me of our imminent meeting. Yeah, that seems good. Footfall Void Dock Alpha Row. Bounty hunters relentlessly chase their prey. The most dangerous and capable of enemies and display a natural aptitude for slaying them. Penetration of an enemy's defense and critical hits are what bounty hunters do best. Liege representative. The welcome procession is not particularly long, but it does attract attention. Everyone is dressed in their finest apparel, every button gleaming. Standing in front of the others is a woman with clearly expensive implants. She bows in a solemn courtesy. Rogue Trader Footfall welcomes you. On behalf of the Liege Lord Valdalium Tokara, allow me to express my joy at your arrival. The Liege awaits you at his residence, but should you have other businesses to conduct on the station, I will be honoured to serve as your guide. Cassia's lips curl slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-coloured scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing here, hues look murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. What's the situation on Footfall? There are certain problems, your ladyship, but the Liege can acquaint you with them far better than I. Awareness test. Behind her polite, soft tone, you detect the slight hint of nervousness. It is as if she is reciting a reply she has carefully prepared beforehand. You really should talk to the Liege about this. She doesn't get a chance to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers!
What the?
How's this for a warm welcome? I'll make an example out of you.
Who the hell's this flying thing?
Die!
Yeah, that looks good. Let's go.
Look out!
Oh my god. Maybe don't leave them like that next time.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Chosen.
Let's get to it.
What the hell's going on? Where's my nice, lovely entry?
I'll brush this off.
Jeez.
I took care of this one.
What's going on with his sword? Oh, bloodstained Amelia. Okay. She's important then.
Indeed.
Show me what you've got. Scared yet?
Let's make it quick.
If this is my death, may my blood be a worthy
I
sacrifice.
really should have leveled up.
Let's get to it.
Just a minor setback.
If I may, I am a navigator, not a servitor.
On in, maggot. Yeah!
I'll make it happen. Who, if not me?
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Come on.
I'll do it.
Oh, that was a waste.
You cannot trick death. It will claim you one day. Trust me, death is a blessing. I cannot serve you in this way. As the tenets demand. Killing brings me no pleasure. The shadows will see it done. Death is a blessing. Death comes in silence.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Rookies! But in execution, the scriptural prognosis is favorable.
For now.
He's dead.
Don't know what to do.
By the manner of their death, we shall know them.
Oh, she's gonna so die.
I am here.
It's gonna be worth it, though.
Manifest. As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Open
This
your
is why I
eyes,
was
or
chosen.
I'll open mine.
Doubt is for the weak. You, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I...
Why me?
Oh wait, I died as well. I didn't notice.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Oh, dodge.
It will be done. Victory is imminent.
Show me what you've got. Scared, yeah?
Death whispers my name.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
A dance of blades and shadows. I shall not fail. Trust me. Whichever side awaits. As honor ordains.
Emperor, protect me.
Oh, he's dead.
Another color has faded.
Guided by faith. Faith without deeds is worthless. Eradicated. Strike.
Nice.
Prayer.
Just one more left.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. In the name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
The shivering young servant looks up with the horrors in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They get killed. A gang of puny thugs attacked me, the Emperor's anointed. Rogue trader von Valencia. Such a poorly organized attempt as a personal affront. I would wager that this was not an assassination attempt, but rather a common raid. The half-wits had no idea they would run into you, Lord Captain. Still, it wouldn't hurt to be on guard. The great have been known to fall to the pathetic. We can attest to this from our recent experience. Your ladyship, these guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Torcara. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often, unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting someone. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your ladyship. I'll just go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Okay.
I will lead us to fortune.
Let's upgrade. Okay. Oh, and then, yeah, so we want to go Master Tactician. Tactical advantage. The Master Tactician gains +1 stack tactical advantage for every 5 momentum gained by the Master Tactician or their allies. Press the advantage. The Master Tactician empowers their next attack to deal 4% additional damage for every stack. Okay. Well, that seems not so great. And then I think we're going Arch Militant. I wrote this down. Yeah, Arch Militant. Wait. Oh yeah. I think for her it's assassin, right? No, executor. Forced repentance. Scourging strikes. Well, whenever the executor inflicts a damage over time effect. Okay. The extra melee attack. For lots of bleeding. And then we're going grand strategy. Just so that we got two different types of officers. The grand strategist analyzes the battlefield and can create specific areas. Yeah, oh yeah. And then Pascal, we are going bounty hunter. And then for some reason, I don't know why Argenta's all the way at the back. But we are going arch militant. Using a stat that's different type from the previous stat, the archman against stack of versatility. Combat shotgun, weighty axe. And there's more of them over there. Or are they dead? Opticon.
Always keep your eye on the prize. That's how it's done.
The container was labeled Destination Janus.
I always get the job done.
Opticon 22.
Is there money to be made?
The tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hands is of a sickly grey hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logos Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed high-value visitors. Glory, success to House von Valencius. The Bine-Heroic Aurea begins to flow from the scratched fox attached to the tech priest chest. Request an information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logister Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of Bine-Heroic signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. I want to make a trade deal. Let's get some medikits. Deflection. Target designator. Stim. Need 500. Mobile extractium. Oh, I need more profit.
I always have a backup plan.
What is logistical theta? Under the contractual obligation in question 34.761 Terran cycles ago, the Explorator Continent Fleet received from representative authorized units of the Von Valencius dynasty a volume of high-grade prothetium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Dentalonian void tankers. Received it and then didn't pay. Compensate, remunerate, settle accounts. Should I go on, or is that enough cinnamons? The stipulated payment reciprocal offering from the Continent's fleet can be made to the Von Valencius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligations will be fulfilled, archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment reciprocal offering. You waited 30 years to pay up? Execution of payment reciprocal offering is in accordance with the specifications of the contractual obligations. Allocations of assets from the holdings of the Continental Fleet were initiated when the tankers reached the main squadron, 14.905 Terran cycles after the initial transaction. The asset allocation process concluded 2.663 Terran cycles later. Transportation of assets to the Frobanius system took 16.862 Terran cycles. Finally, delivery of assets to Footfall took 0.331 Terran cycles. Clever. If you had been purchasing fuel for a squadron at the other end of the Imperium, you may never had to pay at all. We would have turned to dust before you made it by here and back. You are saying that my dynasty has had extensive business dealings with you. This statement is true. The Continental Fleet includes the 1292 contractual obligations with the Von Valencius dynasty, as represented, led, and administrated by the counterparty identified as Theodora von Valencius. The most substantial was Pact 8 Yule, in accordance with Archmagus Cubus Delphim, data usher of the Sevenfold Hallowed Workshop of the Sacred World of Euphrates II, was transferred to the planet Kivia Kama to perform the duties ministers as its fabricator censor. The services of such a highly enlightened, enhanced, authorized servants were recompensated via the offering of paid with a 7-year contract granting the fleet's exploration vessels maintenance privileges at the Kiava Kama facilities. That is true. In the last couple of decades, Lady Theodora took pains to form a strong relationship with the Cognizance fleet. She turned down a dozen candidates looking for the right tech monitor to watch over Kiava Kama. What payments can I expect? Universal mobile orbital deployment of Extractium's Astar complexes in the quantities. Okay. Confirm I'm willing to accept payment. I seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in, considers expeditions, cooperation with road traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the Von Valencius dynasty. The priority of services tasks can be raised if displanet links are strengthened. Also known as the Red Planet, is the first and greatest forge word of the Imperium of Mankind. The homeworld of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Conquest Fleet will be glad, alternate, unavailable to accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, reminder, storage, study, and or disposal of the aforementioned objects, with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items, is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Explorator Fleet will also accept information about planets in the Kronos expanse that have not been previously recorded in the Planetary Registry. Why do you want information about planets? Omnifaceted study of the Kronos expanse is the sacred mission operational object of the Cognizance Fleet. Information about the planet and star systems of the Kronos expanse will be compiled, studied, and transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of Exploration mission. This process increases the totality of knowledge and decreases the totality of ignorance in the universe. Why are you interested in Xanotech? Isn't that heresy? The Cognizance Fleet finds it reasonable to believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the laity causes destruction and violations that go against the Omnisci's rule. Weakness of mind and will unleashes xeno heresy which consumes the laity whole. An example that demonstrates the outline pattern, a void station in the system of Lagran's belt. According to the data available to the Continent's fleet, the heretics on the station have trade relations with Xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of those heretics is our highest priority, but not high enough to demand immediate actions. I have some questions. Information assistance will be provided. Why are you here and not, say, at the Legion's Palace? Prolonged communication with laypeople of high social standing causes this unit vexation, desires for forceful seizure of vital functions, grief, decline in motivation. Righteous willingness to initiate purity protocol, remain in an area of repair and maintenance of sacred machines is beneficial to this unit's cognitive facilities. This statement is true. Behavioral dynamics typically of lay groups are frequently devoid of logical patterns and are taxing to analyze. Information assistance mode deactivated. I must take my leave. The officer knows all, comprehends all. Okay, quick break. Let's leave it on character page. Crippled arm. Hello. Things are good, but I definitely feel like the week is catching up. Hopefully when I actually get somewhere, that'll help. Because as soon as I got to this bloody planet, I got attacked.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Strange memo. The holy book by the altar. That void damn customs guy, he's always on duty. Does he get the holy book by the altar? Hanging by the window.
I always keep my options open.
Aristocrat.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Rank 5 functionary.
Keep your wits about you. Just as I planned.
The rest of footfall. Atrium. Shadow quarters. Let's go see the Liege. Did a little bit of space combat. It's quite awkward because the first time I died because my ship couldn't turn around fast enough. So the other, there's like two of them, and the other one just like shot me. Burst attacks are harder to dodge.
I always have a backup plan.
This place was intended to be merely a hall within the temple, but now
A hole?
the city has been squeezed into it.
He withholds his favor.
Ecclesiarchy temples lack the critical functionality that a void station requires. Unlike the chapels of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The machine gun grants me insight.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Experience?
This is intriguing.
Nothing matters more.
Oh, what's this then? Great sword. Of course it's worse. Is it worse? Oh, it's got more armor penetration actually. Maybe it is better. It's got plus 10% parry as well. What the hell?
The Emperor favors me today.
ANV.
Operation successful.
Gunsmith Guild.
I always keep my options open.
Now this is my kind of place. I guess that's just an ad.
Let us not dawdle.
Let's go see the Liege.
The Kazbaraka trade some footfall. Them fairly blatantly at that. And the Ordo Xenos is in no hurry to rectify the situation.
Who's the lady in purple? Vladim Torka the Liege. My patience. You remember the way out. Dismissed. The tall man in austere grey clothes makes a show of looking past the woman he's addressing. Oh, she's another companion. Vladim, what Azir put such harsh words into your mouth? You talk like you're an Imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman who's standing with her back to you lets out an ostentatious sigh. Then her tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladimir? I keep saying Vladimir, but it's not that, is it? Vladimir. Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days. So you don't remember? Then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Adari, move! The massive guard leans down to the woman, says in a lowered voice. Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows at the Amasekus and thank your lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. Persona non grata. Find the disgraced stranger in the Adeptus Amanicus bar in the footfalls. First an insult and now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heels and heads towards the exit. As she passes you by, she gives you a quick once over, winks at you, then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. The tall man, who has long since noticed your presence, is studying you intently. Vladim Torka Liege Footfall, let us proceed to my office. A spread befitting of a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. I was expecting a welcome more befitting a visit from a rogue trader, not a scene. My apologies, it was no sign of disrespect towards your esteemed personage. Please allow me to prove it. While you're engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Liege Torkara. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet, as though he's used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he has been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladimir straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lady von Valencius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate. I reply in High Gothic, I accept your condolences. He gives you a long look, then says calmly, I'm not versed in the language of the aristocrat, but I do hope that you didn't say anything unsavoury. Either way, you've established a certain distance between us, and I will make note of it. Jeez, he just says it. It was a bold move on your part to announce yourself as the new rogue trader of the von Valencius dynasty, despite not yet having your status confirmed by anyone of import from the Imperium. I appreciate such traits in people. It's good to understand who you're dealing with. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. Its people would benefit from patronage of a figure such as yourself. Who is that woman the wardens threw out? Vladim's expression hardens and he makes a frustrated gesture. A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her Jay Hadari, a small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. Law Imperium test succeeded. It's strange, a small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one. It's strange, a small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the League of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the Liege knows this small fry by name. She is irrelevant. Since I'm the one in control of the situation on Footfall, I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. I was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters, impossible to predict or preempt. They simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say there's a difference between organised crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. You were attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser who causes for people's head, not a commander. Sooner or later we'll find him and have him strung up. That will likely cause his followers' enthusiasm. Awareness test succeeded. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what is happening. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. Why haven't they been dealt with yet? He grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't got around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are no players. When their leader dies, the rest will scatter. I am sorry for the loss of your assistance. Rot. Huh? What? Your words seem to perplex him for a moment, then his face remains cold. Oh yeah, yes, her death was a regrettable development. Why has he gone on about a strange gang? What is the situation in the region? Troubling. Xeno raids are growing more frequent, trade is suffering, and fringe worlds are going under. Rumours of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. Like stealing suns. The core of the Imperium forces in the Coronis Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xeno threat. There's been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with that distance and the current issues with the astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we're not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by Xeno attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors who descend from the sky and entered the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Cronus Expanse. I await news of their victories with great anticipation. Space Marines. Have there been any Xeno attacks on Footfall? No, they haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and even the listed weapons on board them would make for a distant fighting force. And that's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden from the station's customs officials. For us here, Xenos are more a source of income than a threat. Vladimir freezes, gauging your reaction. Dogmatic, you should consider your words more carefully. A mission like that sounds dangerously close to heresy. I hear you. You must have misunderstood. What I meant was loyal servants of the Emperor often trade their spoils here on Footfall, including those claimed in battles with otherworldly beasts. Any other form of interaction with Xenos are of course persecuted without mercy. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of those difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Calixus sector has been extremely unstable. Of the ships that have dived into the Maw of recent years, none have yet returned. The last ship that came through the Maw from the other side was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Jeez. Law warp test fails. You're well aware that the warp is unpredictable and its fluctuations are a common, even expected occurrence. And this brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valencia would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. Logic succeeded. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would only have worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, and so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. So what's the terms of this deal? It's simple. The Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janice, I imagine, I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the Von Valencia's protectorate, in exchange for fair payment. Very well, I'll help you, I'll help, but not out of desire for profit. Let's be a bit neutral. Very well, I will help you with food shipments. Vladim takes a quick sip from his glass. I am immensely obliged, your ladyship. I assume you're going to need time to get the shipments up and running. I can wait. On my end, I promise you complete cooperation with your endeavours. I have some questions about Footfall. Rest assured, I will be candid. My lips are bound by the oath of service. What exactly interests you on Footfall, this abode of merchants, xenotech traders, and only a few bandits? What oath are you referring to? There is a certain custom on Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives at the station and docks is considered to be its absolute ruler, and the liege their loyal servant. That makes me your servant. Interesting. Vladim's arrogant bearing contradicts his words. So I can just blow your brains out, then instigate a new liege? Surely you don't think that this is my first time at gunpoint, your ladyship? You can do it, of course, but don't think that the one you appoint will last longer than an hour. Let's spare their life and refrain from testing your theory, especially since I'll be of use to you when the esteemed Caligos Winterscale returns and sees the losses his protectorate has sustained. Something tells me you used to be a bit of a bandit yourself. You aren't wrong. My path was long and bloody, but in the end I rose from running a gang that had stalked its claim to a treatment filter station to become the liege of Footfall. Many died to make this possible, and those who survived figured it would be more convenient to put me at the head than continue the slaughter of the turf war. I can only hope that my elevation and the peace that came with it have done the station good. There is sound logic to having the sharpest mind run the station. The administrator would have installed some pitiful clerk instead. I appreciate your breadth of thinking. In this day and age, few choose to allow themselves such a thing. Who holds the reins of the Xenogoods trade? The Kaspalica Mission, a criminal syndicate that has seized control of the entirety of the coal trade in the sectors. Xena's creations are in high demand, and so every single colony has a Kaspalican agent or two. Opposing their commercial interests is a lot more dangerous than using their merchandise. He glances at you cautiously. I'm not intimidated by them, obviously, and I do everything in my power to keep them away from Footfall, but my power has its limits. I have no more questions. Where does one go to make a few deals here on the station? Here I am the main dealer on the station, and it would be disrespectful of me to suggest that you take your business to Footfall traders of lesser importance. Still, you might take an interest in a few people of note. For example, Reverend Herodomus Dolorus, this servant of the Ecosarcharchy, is rumored to purchase sacred relics from captains and other traders. Don't seem keen on becoming his competitors. And other traders don't seem keen on becoming his competitors. If you're looking for goods that can entertain you, find Octavian at the establishment called the Adeptus Amacicus. The chemical bliss that she offers is refined and possesses a satisfactory degree of purity. Just don't ask her to pour you her signature drink. It's meant for common Footfall rabble, not discerning clientele. Let's get down to business. I'm interested in your wares. I'm at your service. You can expect the most generous discounts. I don't see no discounts. Peripheral visors, 3 lodging. Hex rifle. Exotic. Toxin. Oh, it's because it's Jakari. Precision bolter. Alright, that's what I need. Hit rate. Yeah, rate of fire 4. Oh, it's really annoying that you can't change. Calibrated heavy stuff. Oh, is this it's still light. What does a heavy weapon look like? Storm bolter? The raw, exotic. Sniper. Bane of sorrow. Hex rifle. Oh, can't use that. 50 profit. Telepathy. Visions of death. Bladed boots. Precision bolter. Can I get to level 2? Jeez. It seems... $5,000. Oh yeah, nothing, nowhere near. Stub, Orthlac pattern stub revolver. I mean, I might as well buy that then. Let's get some medikits. Rebel sniper rifle. She actually, oh god. She actually works really well with the sniper. Let's put this in cargo. Oh. Maybe I should get a sniper as well. Whenever an ally under the effect of voice of command. Oh yeah, that's really good. Target, whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a dead-eye shot. Dead-eye shot. Oh, I kind of need these. What's this? Heretical. Helmet determination requires conviction ironclast. Gains 5% armor. Spinner's Mask. If the weapon has 10 or more stacks of Blood Blessed, endure Ancient Terror Monocle to parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon using ballistic skill. And oh, that's interesting. Increases the range. Oh, okay. Solid projectiles. I keep forgetting that if she's too close, she needs a backup. Let's give him this. Does she want this or? So she wants lots of damage. Spinner's Blade. 8 to 12. Life training. Oh. Wrath of Saint. 8 to 12, 15. Let's give her a shotgun. Just in case she needs to do any damage, she just pulls out and blows their brains out, basically. Just in case. She doesn't have any boots. How's that happened? No boots. Okay, now where the hell are we going? God, suddenly we just got everything. Oh, that's what the little bloody baby's doing.
Keep your wits about you.
Is like an announcer. Lord Captain, I am pleased to report that the inspections have been completed and all identified system failures have been resolved. The void ship is ready to depart Footfall. The crew is waiting for you further instructions, and there are also a number of issues that need to be addressed. Rejoice, for among you is Pandora von Valencia. Oh, this is a rogue trader. A well-groomed young man calls out to you. He is clean-shaven and dressed in clothes that are expensive but unshowy, with a bright aquilia embroidered in a prominent spot. Your ladyship, I humbly ask you for a minute of your time. I am Bastian in Demera Bastal Corda, youngest cousin of House Corda, envoy of Insedia Bastal Corda, rogue trader of the Cronus Expanse by the grace of the Most Holy Emperor. Also, it's just a family member. Corda, they are some of the most influential rogue traders in the Cronus Expanse. But not on Footfall. This station is under control of House Winterscale. Something tells me that we are about to hear a most curious offer. What do you wish to speak with me about? A matter of utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Liege. Vladimir almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangement of shipfalls to Footfall. The von Valencia's protectorate is famed for the abundance of its main agri-world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Corda dynasty pursues its own interests on Footfall. We have already announced our terms to the Liege, but he is stalling. I imagine in hopes of getting a better offer from you. The Corda dynasty believes, Bastian smiles and gives a slight shrug, that cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladimir, therefore forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Korda dynasty can promise you a share of the profits from the future contracts, as well as certain other prerequisites. Everybody benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be more concerned with carrying his will through the stars and less with divvying up profits among themselves. Argenta says disapprovingly, but quietly enough so not to interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of one of the Imperium's world is at stake, even one such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastion, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but your worry cannot escape my eye. What are you afraid of? Your house's wrath should these negotiations prove fruitless, or the wrath of House von Valencius? My business with the Liege is my own. It is no concern of House Korda. Strong words. Perhaps you would like to give my proposal a little more consideration? Bastion smiles and opens his mouth to offer another piece of sugar-coated courtesy when suddenly... Death to off-worlders, the Anvers roll Footfall. Oh jeez.
You will beg for mercy,
Not another bloody...
and I will grant none.
I will level you.
Twice dead Lanny. God, they're not very nice at giving you places. Go. Let's go with that. Oh, and of course it has to be Cassie there.
If I may.
Oh, what's this stuff then? Front line. Oh god. The Grand Strategist marks an area of 4x4 cells on the battlefield. The front line. All enemies in the front line gain a plus 11% bonus to armor.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And then backline. The Grand Strategist marks an area of 5x2 cells on the battlefield. The backline. All allies in the backline gain cover efficiency, dodge, and 22% dodge reduction. The backline can be moved by using this ability again. Rear. The Grand marks an area. All allies in the rear area deal plus 11% damage and gain 11% over penetration. Okay. So, can you rotate it? Or? I'll put the rear here.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And then the back line. Here, I guess.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. If I may.
Where's this to Lenny? Twice dead. Oh, he's miles away.
Running binaric override.
Hold on! Out of my way! Let's get to it!
I bring mercy and retribution. As the tenants demand. Killing brings me no pleasure. I will leave footprints of scarlet.
I think that must be the narrator of what's it called? Baldur's Gate. Kibelia voice actress. Oh no, it's Abby Horton. The accent just seems so familiar. Pretty good anyway. Okay, let's continue.
Get to it.
Ooh, big nice target there.
Time to slaughter someone.
I'll make it happen. It's as good as done. I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
That's awkward. Oh, and I got rid of the sniper. Whoops.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Oh, they're... Oh, damn it.
As the Emperor commands, I will escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Faith without...
Let's get to it.
Hold on.
I'm here, maggot.
Let's get to it.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If only that were possible.
You can't act? Oh, he's stunned. Damn it.
As duty demands.
Out of my way.
Ouch.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Let's get to it.
Wait, why did she not get a move?
I've suffered worse.
I need to move up, I think. Or maybe not.
I'll see to it personally. Who, if not me?
That is foolishness. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
It's as good as done. You never stood a chance.
Rejoice in battle! I'll do it. Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands, you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. Faith without deeds, strife is afraid. As the Emperor commands, I act.
High momentum. Request approved. Running by narrative significant value.
Hunt down prey.
Let's make it quick. Here we go.
Follow my lead.
Oh, I shouldn't have done it like that.
It will be done. At your beck and call. I will do my duty. No matter the cost. Indeed. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call. An exemplary strike.
Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Hold on.
One fewer time.
Fool.
Death comes in silence. The shadows see it done. This goes against the tenets. The other side awaits.
I wonder if that guy's dead or... Oh. Suddenly the crowd is all back. Sector 2. Oh, we want to speak to the Epidermis with all or whatever he's called.
Is there money to be made?
Medicaid.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
What's this? Bonus to resolve.
I always in my backup plan.
My knowledge has its limits.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Instigator, just cut their throats already. What were they thinking letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken. No cutting will get their blood on us. We'll be tainted too. Better burn them. Hieronymus Doloroso. Be quiet, you scoundrel. A priest clad in a simple black raiment cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right. Argenta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in a street swallow. Intervene? What's going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you. And who are you supposed to be? I am Pandora, a rogue trader of the von Vinencius dynasty. The rabble-riser's expression changes completely, and he makes a clumsy attempt at a bow, then crumples to his knees. Your ladyship, I'm sorry. Sorry for not recognizing you. You see, it's not just that. It's your first time on Footfall, and we didn't know. Terrified, he falls silent. We were just rooting out heresy here. These scrawny ones, they're from the ship that comes from the bowels of the Cronus expanse. They've got plague there and mutants, and now they're spreading that rot everywhere, that taint. They're all... Hieronymus Doloroso. Silence. You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted retrobates who thinks themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyway? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting to the end of your days. And what's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. The haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear it on the golden throne. We've served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from the nightmares? Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. A murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, at the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colours that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear. Their redbud swelling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers wearily, and they shudder at the very sight of her. As the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in purplish black grief, but their words are as transparent as the ice that lies on the top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, Pandora.
Do not obstruct servo-skulls in the commission of their sacred functions. Any desecration of the holy envoys of the Adeptus Mechanicus will be met with...
I am the Mister of Kiva Gamma. Address the refugee. These are serious accusations you're spouting. Hope you have proof to back them up. What more proof do I need? The man shouts. Kiava Gamma used to be a prosperous world. My family transported goods from there for generations. Then they came. They butchered, tortured, sacrificed entire blocks in the darkness. We were on our ship, up in orbit, and all those messages started coming in. Half the wardens down there joined them right away. And they even reached us on our ship with some blight that made half our crew take their own lives. Why? Oh. I wonder what this is all about. Is our planet really under attack? Or did some devious opportunist send these slanderers here to undermine the might of the Van Valencius dynasty? I am the mistress of Kiva Gamma, and if those people are my subjects, then I am the only one who can decide what to do with them. I command the onlookers to disperse. As for the rest of you, go to the docks and wait further instructions. Hey, you lot. Heard what her ladyship said. Get to the docks. The rabble-rouser turns to you and bows deeply. Don't you worry none, your ladyship. We'll get these oh, God. The arrogance and self-righteousness of a malefactor. The priest shakes his head disapprovingly. Then his eyes shift to you. I am Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please come see me when you have time. We can talk then. No, I want to talk now.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
The man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bones fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on you. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unearthly gauntness. In a cracked voice he says, "The Emperor protects." The Emperor protects, Reverend. But he protects only those only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of those? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many have risen to the pinnacle of faith, have fallen from it in the embrace of pride most degenerate. And you must be the young von Valencius, That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onwards, picking them along the way like ripe fruit, savouring their sweet poison? Dogmatic, make the sign of Holy Aquilia. I put my faith in the Emperor. Persuasion succeeded. He gives you a scrutinizing tone. Look, then his tone softens. Well then, to be twice as diligent for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. He looks at Argenta, who is standing nearby, and his voice softens slightly. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. Let it be known to you that Theodora von Valencia's ship was attacked by servants of the arch-enemy who appall the heart of the righteous soul, she says, nearly hissing with fury. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the von Valencius dynasty from the forces of the arch-enemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall Reliquary. Say nothing. Hieronymus nods in thought. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall Reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. Hieronymus smiles sadly. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on the path towards your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most depossessed people on Footfall. They brought me troubling news from Footfall's shadow quarters. In the darkest corners where the liege wardens do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by profanity, but even here, true heresy, serving the arch-enemy, is a rarity. The cultists who now dwell in the shadow quarters mark their abodes with a sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumours, but I well know that evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. We will verify this rumour, Reverend Hieronymus. With great pleasure, Argenta lays a hand on her weapon. I almost wish for the rumour to be true. My heart yearns to battle some heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister, noble Pandora. Is there more you wish to talk about? No, I must take my leave. The Emperor protects.
What a shame.
The machine god grants me insight.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh wait, I've been here, haven't I? Oh, well. The low hum of voices quiets, and a dozen gazes shift to you. First Mate Dagon. The tall man with a shaved head is rubbing his hands together nervously. His opulent clothes are nearly bursting at the seams from his muscular body, and his expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he's trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings, you must be... Lady von Valencia, your ladyship, I heard about your arrival on Footfall, of course, and about Lady Theodora's passing. But I wasn't told... You're not on the list. He stops. That's not a problem, of course. Please come in, Ian. Chaplain is about to begin. Ah, but we're waiting for one more attendee to arrive. Fidelio. Without Fidelio, it's all been for nothing. Mumbling, the man excuses himself and joins the other attendees. Upon hearing the name, the person... What's Underworld? Oh wait. You catch sight of something odd. Before stepping away from you, the man gestured subtly to a nearby servitor, giving it some kind of command. The servitor quickly removes the bottles of amasec and glasses set out for the attendees from a nearby table. Look around. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth, and so does the location, which isn't far from the Liege's residency. But you notice that most of those gathered around are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they are covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. I wonder who this Fidelio is and why they cannot start the proceedings until he or she appears. Judging by the way that fellow with the list was talking about this individual, it's someone very important, but it's not a name I've heard anything about. I've never heard the name before. Join the attendees. I want to see what this is all about. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society, a loyal servant of the Imperium, a generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, an example to all future generations. The most noble and unforgettable Master Bellarado. This loss, the fussy administration clerk speaks in a strained voice and keeps picking up paper with text on it. His speech drags on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises for the late Master Bellarado. 20 minutes! So let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Bellarado's soul and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most reverend chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in the attire of an ecclesiarchy missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer then. But if you think that the Emperor, or the messenger of his will, in other words, myself, does not see you into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. Chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I wasn't referring to our esteemed guest, but the rest of you know know all too well. So go ahead, pray for Bellarado's soul, soon the flames will take him, a fitting end for a life like his. May the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, Chaplain makes the sign of the Aquilia and pointedly turns away from the attendees. Whoever prepared, they did it with a good job. That's quite the meeting. It can be called under such circumstances. Lore Imperium. Take a good look at the deceased. The implants left in the deceased body speak of his high standing. Expensive tech is typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid this fate upon death. Abelard, you knew this man? Do I? I would tell you all about this man, but the words I would use would be improper for our funeral. This, your ladyship, is Jerrycan Dens, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Coronis Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerrycan for his habit of having a drug or two of promethium on hand. He did love burning things. Oh yes, he was a menace back then. How long ago was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Abelard distractingly runs a hand through his hair. Well, there was a time when the sight of Jerrycan in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally. By the throne I could have danced a jig on the spot. But now, I don't know. No more jumping into water right from under the cruiser's nose, you old beast. Who would have thought I'd be at your funeral? This is very grand for a pirate's funeral. Is this normal for Footfall? Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honour pirate scum a few places away from the Legion's residence. But no one has heard of Dens for so many decades, I barely recognised him myself, and I've seen his face on pics a fair few times back then. I assume he retired and started a more or less honest life under a new name. What was it they were calling him? Master Bellarado. Now I remember, Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Bellarado as one of the biggest donors to the temple. Someone... okay. Repentance. Fids.
I better myself through my service.
People definitely want Fidelio dead. Up close, Chaplin leaves an even stronger impression. A tall, burly man whose face and hands bear numerous scars. His entire visage seems to tell the story of many heretics who met their end upon their encounter with this adept of the true faith. Chaplin gives you a respectful nod. May St. Juris protect you from illness and misfortune. I'm surprised to see a noble figure such as yourself here. Did you know Dens? I mean Master Bellarado. Lie, I did. Interesting. I knew he kept secrets even from me, his friend and professor. Then again, meeting you is not the only secret I've discovered. I still don't know who this Fidelio is, the person who made Dens his heir. Given your speech during the ceremony, I take it you're not fond of the other attendees. I'm a missionary of St. Juris, and the truth of the Imperium speaks through me. I see no point in pretense. All who have gathered here have one goal, to bite a chunk out of Den's estate. Ambition and aspirations of wealth are not immoral in and out of themselves, but... Chaplain grimaces. It's just that I'm sickened by the thought that such a great man has left behind nothing but a pile of human refuse. His son is a drunk and a weakling. His friend Dagon, the one who greeted you at the entrance, is a dim-witted brute with an incredibly bloated ego. His widow made off on the family yacht in the direction of the moor while his body was still warm, with an entourage of 5 burly, good-looking young fellows. So Bellarado has left all his worldly possessions to a certain Fidelio. Who is this mysterious person? I haven't the faintest idea, and I think that no one present knows either, or 24 hired killers would have already begun a manhunt for this Fidelio, wherever they may be hiding. This is, after all, a significant inheritance, and the other claimants are not exactly pleased at being left out of the will. His eyes narrow a little. I can see that you're intrigued. I must say I am too. Ever since I heard of my friend's death, I could not stop thinking about the mystery of his will. You have the Von Valencius name and title. Perhaps you could pull more about the guest here than I could. Here is the only clue I've got. Dens mentioned the name Fidelio to me only once. I was at a long clue I've got. Here is the only clue I've got. Dens mentioned the name Fidelio to... it was a long time ago. He was very drunk. He latched onto my robe and said... I hope that these are his exact words. I owe it to Fidelio, if not for the repentance. How strange. Aren't you Master Bellario's confessor, Chaplain? How could anyone other than you have told him to repent? I didn't, that's for sure. I can't imagine what he meant by it. I wish to intervene in the matter of the inheritance. You are a rogue trader and Dens, if you want to intervene, do so. Oh no. I think we'll need more time. A man of indeterminate age turns to you and sighs loudly. You can tell by his breath that he came to the ceremony after indulging in 1 or 2 glasses of strong drink. Your ladyship, it must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here. Surely a figure as great as yourself wouldn't allow for a terrible injustice to happen. The man grimaces. It appears that obsequiousness does not come easily to him. We haven't been introduced. Pardon me, Cas Bellarado. I have the honour of being the only child of the deceased. You don't seem particularly grief-stricken over your father's death. If I was the one lying on that box, he wouldn't be crying his eyes out either. Cas bites with a sudden acidity. He takes a moment to calm himself. A son's feelings are complicated. I wasn't a good son. Old Dens wasn't a good father. But I do miss him in my own way, yes. He always seemed timeless to me, not just a bag of meat and ugly ambitions like the rest of us. Did your father ever talk about repentance? That's hilarious. Even good old Chaplin doesn't tell me to repent. He gave up on me long ago. And my old dad, he gave up on me long before that. He laughed nervously. Wait, you mean that repentance? Those stupid ghosts, whatever it was. I'm pretty sure my father did it himself. A senile old cook. Or maybe it was my daughter messing around. Where else could those words have come from? What words are you talking about? Oh, you don't know. Out of the blue, writing started appearing on the walls in our house. Just one word. Repentance. Big, scrawling scribbles like a child's handwriting. The first one appeared about 10 or so years back. The help kept whispering about it being the work of ghosts. Woo! But for some reason the old man didn't want to do anything about it, and he told me not to. The writing amused him somehow. Whenever he'd see repentance scratched on the wall, he'd just grin. What did Bellarado die of? Age, debauchery, old wounds. By the end, my old dad was more implant than man, especially after the assassination attempt. People tried to kill him, you see, about 12 years ago. And what's this injustice that I'm supposed to prevent from occurring? Well, he grimaces, the lawful heir is being robbed of his inheritance. My dear father left his entire fortune down to the last coin, to son nobody, a certain Fidelio who hasn't even bothered to come to his funeral. And I'm left with nothing. Do you think that's fair? Your nobility, you of all people must realise just how wrong and unacceptable this situation is, so I thought maybe you could lend me a hand somehow. For the sake of friendship with the future keeper of the Bellarado fortune, me, and for the sake of justice, of course. To turn the final right into a stepping stone for one's covetous desires is blasphemy. To dispute the will of the dead is double blasphemy. Who is Fidelio? I've absolutely no idea. Zero. There's a will, there's a name, that's it. Maybe there's my father's biblo, some brother or sister I never knew about. But he's keeping quiet. Why did your father disown you? As if I know, the old man wasn't a heart-to-heart sort of person. Right up until the announcement of his last will and testament, I had no idea he'd put me in the doghouse. I will consider your offer. Your ladyship, thank you.
Is there money to be made?
First Mate Dagon, the tall man who welcomed you at the entrance, is shifting from foot to foot and keeps glancing around with a gloomy expression. This is an honour, your ladyship, such an honour. Could you spare a minute of your time? I have a request to make. You never introduced yourself. I'm Dagon Otheo. I was first mate on Den's ship. I mean Master Bellarado. Given the deceased former occupation, I have a good idea of what role you played under his command. Dagon smirked. They used to call me Torch. He's Jerrican, I'm Torch. Those were the days. How did Bellarado die? Badly. He went downhill real fast. Just a year ago, he was still living it up. Storming the slum asteroids to shoot riffraff and mutants. And then all of a sudden, he was done. His old wounds had caught up with him, and he had plenty of those. Both from the old days and more recent ones. Like when somebody tried to bump him off. 12 years back, I think it was. Did Bellarado ever mention repentance to you? No, but I know what you're talking about. The scribbles in his home, right? Yeah, it happened alright. The writing just appeared out of nowhere, on the walls, the mirrors, and always the same word, repentance. I told him to get a psycho to check his house for sorcery, but he said no. Too pricey, I guess. He said something about that, how he had already paid too much for his repentance. Not a lot of psychos around, and a single one of them will cost you as much as a team of top-notch bruisers. What did you wish to speak about? Here's the thing, your ladyship. I'll just give it to you straight, I'm sorry. I don't know how to talk to lofty folk. Well, Dens, that is Bellarado, my old friend and boss, died, and he left all he had. Who is this Fidelio? And who is this Fidelio? Dagon winces like he has a toothache. I wish I knew. I first heard the name when Dens kicked it. Maybe Fidelio's a whore who put a smile on his face in the golden years. And so, yeah. Why did Dens leave you out of his will? Old age, you know. His head wasn't the same anymore. Yeah, that's got to be it. It was just too unfair. To fly with him for 10 years and then get nothing for it? What do you want from me? You're a distinguished sort. You can muscle in on this. You can talk to Chaplin. He's Den's executor. And ask about the will. Or maybe you can find Fidelio and have a talk with him too. I mean, who'd want an inheritance that's not rightly theirs? I'll consider it. That's good. That's really good. The AMSEC that ordered your servitor to remove was poisoned. What a fascinating coincidence. He looks like you in the eye. Poisoned? No, it can't be. Must have been a bad batch. I must take my leave.